As many of you will remember, last month a tragic plane crash took the life of seven-time Academy Award-nominated composer James Horner, responsible for scoring films such as The Amazing Spider-Man, Titanic, Aliens, Apollo 13, A Beautiful Mind, and many others. Horner had recently been working with director Antoine Fuqua, scoring this week's Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal, and he was also supposed to score Fuqua's upcoming film, The Magnificent Seven remake. However, Fuqua recently revealed in an interview that he just learned Horner had already written the score for the new film before he passed away. Fuqua said the following: "I just found out a few days ago. Horner's team flew out here to Baton Rouge and they brought me all the music for The Magnificent Seven. He already wrote it for me based on the script. He did it all off the script because he wanted to surprise me. I thought it was a gift or something, and they all came out here and said, 'Antoine, James wrote the music for Magnificent Seven already, and it's just glorious.' David, should Antoine Fuqua use the score James Horner composed for him for The Magnificent Seven?"
This is a tough question. This is a very tough question because, in a way, first off, the first thought that comes to your mind is you want to honor James Horner.
Sure.
Of course, use his music. Of course, look at his resume. Look at what he's done. I know for me as a kid, one of the first scores I ever heard was from Glory. It's going back over 20 years now. I believe that's where Denzel won his first Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. And I remember clearly with the Harlem Boys Choir, that music, it's still in my head. I'm never going to get that out of my head. And I think you want to use his music, but does it fit the movie? There's a script, but then you look at the scenes, you look how everything sets up. If it doesn't fit, do you not use it, even if it is glorious? Because I think the key thing is what Ashley was saying from the interview is that they said it was glorious. We haven't heard the director say, like, yes, this is glorious, I want to use it. So I think this is a tough one. I mean, you want to honor James Horner, but what if it doesn't fit the movie?
Schnepp?
Yeah, that is a tough one. I would imagine, though, because they've worked together and that he was so excited about it that he just went into it. So I can imagine that the score is amazing. So that's my guess, is that Fuqua's going to want to use it, not only as like to honor James Horner, but I bet it's great.
Yeah, this is a very tough question because you're right. You want to honor James Horner. Ultimately, though, Antoine Fuqua's first responsibility is to make a great movie and make it as great as it can possibly be. Obviously, he already trusts James Horner. We got Southpaw coming out this weekend. That is an Antoine Fuqua film that was composed by James Horner. So obviously, he already trusts him, but Horner composed what he composed without seeing the visuals, without understanding how the scene's going to feel. He just wrote it based on the script. I have a feeling what will probably happen here is that Fuqua will go out and get like a Michael Giacchino or or Hans Zimmer or somebody like that, right? And say, okay, you're going to be the one to actually see the film and understand how everything's supposed to feel. But can you base your work off of what James already composed? Take elements, take certain pieces of the score, take whatever, and integrate them in so it's still kind of James's in a way. It just seems like a good way to compromise on that, at the balance of, I'm sure Antoine wants to honor James at the same time of making sure the movie is as good as it can possibly be. So probably it's going to end up being a little bit of a combination of the two. That would be my guess. But actually, I'd be really curious. This is a weird and a very could be sensitive type of question. What do you guys think would be the right thing to do? If you were the producer of the film and you need your movie to be as good as it can be, would you just say, just use the score as James wrote it? Would you say just go with somebody totally different? Or would you say mix the two? I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts would be. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below.